Officially, I can't put you on this. But if you were to go out on your own,
I would need some help. We put ourselves in danger.
Put your gun down.
So others aren't. We're the 355.
Hello and welcome to New York Comic-Con. My name is Devin Kogan. I'm a writer at Entertainment Weekly, and I am so excited to be here moderating EW's panel with the cast of the upcoming spy thriller, The 355. We are joined by Jessica Chastain, who plays Mace, Lupita Nyong'o, who plays Khadijah, Diane Kruger, who plays Marie, and Fan Bingbing, who plays Mi Shang. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Hi.
So I want to start with you, Jessica, because you are a producer on this film as well as a star of it. Give us a little bit of background. Where did this idea for like an all-female ensemble spy thriller first start?
I was on the jury at Cannes, and I was having a conversation with my agent, Hilda Quealy, about how I was seeing all these films with male action ensembles. But I had never really seen a female action ensemble that took itself seriously. You know, that didn't make, like, it's silly that girls were actually, you know, good at the job. And my experience on making Zero Dark 30, I discovered how many women are in espionage and how often they're utilized. And so it kind of started from there. And then it just went with a wish list of who I thought like were the best actresses working today. And we took off.
Yeah, and I love that, you know, this story centers on these 5 women, all of your characters and Penelope Cruz's character. And each one of them is so incredibly impressive with, you know, unique expertise and skills in different fields. Let's talk about each one of the characters in a minute. So Jessica, let's start with you. What can you tell us about Mace?
We'll take it from here.
Mace is a CIA agent. She's exceptionally gifted and talented CIA agent, but she can often go off the books and follow her own code and sense of what's right. She has a great ally in Lupita's character, Khadijah, and I think she's someone who is in constant search of justice and fairness, something that those are very strong traits that she looks for.
And you mentioned Lupita's character, Khadijah. Lupita, what can you kind of tell us about her, and what was it that drew you to this character initially?
She is a cyber intelligence operator that used to work for the MI6. And as Jessica said, she's an ally of hers. So she's extremely smart. And I was attracted to that and also the potential for it to, you know, influence and inspire young girls.
Yeah, she's this sort of brilliant female mathematician, and she's a tech expert.
You have cameras in your jewelry, comms in your earrings.
You're the best in the world at what you do.
What were some of the challenges of creating her as a character, and what were the parts of her that you found really rewarding to play?
I wasn't very good at computer science. I was probably an E student. She's definitely a lot smarter than I am. You always want to try and understand as much of your character as possible. But a lot of Khadijah goes over my head.
And then Diane, you play this, you know, very athletic, kind of cryptic German agent named Marie. What can you tell us about her?
Marie is pretty, you know, she's very bold. She's very on it. She is determined to do a good job. She's very driven, very smart, and as you said, very athletic, which was part of the fun for me to do a part like this. I'd never done action scenes or, you know, been really this badass. So I really enjoyed that part.
You mentioned the fight scenes, and you and Jessica have this incredible sort of like foot chase and like hand-to-hand combat fight that, you know, begins in like a London fish market and then it like spills out onto the docks. I mean, walk us through the process of like preparing and then, you know, shooting a massive action set piece like that.
We rehearsed quite a few weeks for this sequence, not with each other, to not kill each other beforehand. It was really fun. It was, like I said, it's something different that I'd never done. Our two characters are really at odds with each other. They really have a strong dislike for each other in the beginning, and they come to appreciate each other's skills and talents as we come together to work together. So, and Jessica is so fun, and so I admire her so much as an actress, as a woman, and so it felt really fun to work with her. All the girls, it was a set of great camaraderie and female empowerment and all the good things.
Yeah, Jessica, what do you remember about shooting that fight with Diane?
I remember Diane kicking my ass. I remember just being exhausted and tired and sore. And it just felt like it just was going on and on and on and on and on. I mean, we really trained for weeks, before we ever shot it. Then there's the interior of the freezer, and that was a full day for us. And I just remember at the end of the day, like barely being able to walk out of there. Diane is an admirable foe. I'll give you that. You were really... It was fun. It was phenomenal, and it's one of my favorite scenes. It's a great scene.
Bing Bing, your character is sort of this mysterious. She's sort of shrouded in mystery. What can you tell us about her?
I don't want to give too much away, but I can say she is a secret agent. She's a beautiful, mysterious character who uses her skills with technology, and also she knows Kung Fu.
Jessica, how did you and Simon Kinberg join forces, and how did you, kind of begin assembling this story and this amazing cast?
Well, Simon's a great friend of mine, and he has so much experience in putting things together and from a story point of view. And I told him this idea that I had, and my wish list of people to work with. And immediately, the second I told him, he says, "I want to do this with you." And that's kind of how it started. And it was a lot of work. It was a great experience, and it was really, really exciting to work on.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen films before with this sort of all-female ensemble cast, but this is sort of a new thing. They're very much a rarity in the spy thriller genre. I mean, what do you hope audiences and the industry at large can take away from a story like this?
Well, a lot of the times I've been looking at stuff that I've been acting in, and I've wanted to imagine what would happen if a 13-year-old girl was watching it. So like making The Martian, I love the idea that a girl sees that image of a woman could be the commander of a mission to Mars. Or Interstellar, or these ideas of women in career opportunities and in these extraordinary circumstances that really succeed. Because we all know that when you see examples of it, you know that it's possible. And I wanted to show how important women are to society, and especially how they are in the international espionage field.
Bing Bing, tell us a little bit about how you first met, Jessica, and how it was that you got involved in this film.
I met Jessica in Cannes Film Festival in 2017. We worked together for about 2 weeks on the jury panel. We quickly became friends. We both like the same kinds of movies, and our approach to acting is pretty similar. Jessica had the idea for this project, and once she started putting it together, she emailed me to ask if I was interested in being an agent. Well, I immediately said yes. I thought it would be a great opportunity to work with such an endearing friend again, as well as for other outstanding actresses from around the world. I've also never been a secret agent before, so I was so pretty excited about that.
Absolutely, that's a fun role to play. And we talked a little bit about sort of all the great action set pieces and some of the stunt choreography in this film, but I particularly want to talk about, there's a scene at an art auction where each of you are fighting in sort of beautiful gowns and jumpsuits. I mean, Jessica, tell us a little bit about, the training you went through to prepare for this film and what it was like to sort of, adapt your skills to fight with that wardrobe.
It was more difficult. We had some tricks So we had like different level shoes depending on what I was doing. And I'm not a secret agent, I'm just acting like one. So we made it easier for me. But I will say what I loved about that fight in particular is that Jimmy, our stunt choreographer, used the stuff that I had to benefit me. The fact that he's choreographed this whole sequence of Mace using the guy's tie to like strangle him. I just love that, you know, using found things in the room to make yourself stronger.
I wanted to briefly ask you about the title of the film. This number 355 has such a cool history about it, behind it. What can you tell us about sort of the meaning behind the number in the title?
So the woman I played in Zero Dark 30 talked to me a lot about espionage. And I think when I was preparing for that, she started talking about 355, and I asked her what it meant. And 355 was the secret code name for the first female spy during the American Revolution. And her name still remains a mystery to this day. But, you know, she was never even given a name or acknowledged for the incredible work that she did. So a lot of female agents use the code 355 as like a badge of honor. And I loved that idea of looking at women who have been doing the work behind the scenes, who haven't been acknowledged for the incredible sacrifices they've made, and honoring all those women with that moniker, that badge of honor.
That's such a cool piece of history that, like you said, a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with. And one of the things that is so cool about this film that it is truly a global cast, and it's truly, you know, it's a diverse cast. I mean, Diane, what kind of impact do you hope a film like this, you know, can have on the industry and the kinds of films that get made starring women?
Well, I just hope this movie does what it's supposed to do, show young girls first and above all, you know, that we rock and we can be strong, and it's not just about, you know, movies, going shopping and having romance, love stories happening. So I'm hoping the movie will do well. I'm hoping that the industry will take notice that, you know, we kick ass and that we can hold a movie in this genre.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you all are actresses, people who've spent your careers, you know, playing really interesting, complex, you know, female characters. I'm curious, Lupita, you know, when you were growing up, who were the female characters on screen that that really inspired you?
I love Julie Andrews and Whoopi Goldberg, Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, and there was an elegance to them that I really admired.
And Bing Bing, you know, you have been a part of these sort of big ensemble films before, like X-Men Days of Future Past. How is it different, you know, working with an all-female cast on a film like this?
Combining 5 kick-ass women from different countries and backgrounds is what makes this movie very special. So I'm so honored to be part of this project with them. We all look up to each other, and this was a great opportunity to learn from each other.
And I want to talk a little bit about what it was like for, you know, all of you to work together. You know, I heard there was a lot of dancing on set.
We were all excited to be there, I think. We felt valued, and, you know, we got to hang out a lot, and it felt like we were in this together and we were having a great time. It's one of those movies I remember really having a wonderful time, and it felt like a little family, truly, because we're all women. Most of us have children. We were allowed to bring our children to set. So I don't know, it just felt really fun, and I was kind of sad when it was over. I felt like I made friends, you know.
I also want to briefly talk about a few of the male actors in this movie. You have Sebastian Stan, who plays a CIA agent named Nick, and you have Edgar Ramirez, who plays Luis, who is a Colombian agent who has a connection to Penelope Cruz's character. Jessica, what can you tell us a little bit about who these two guys play?
Well, both of them play agents for their respective country. I mean, Nick is a colleague of Mace and her best friend in the world. And he's kind of the guy that like always knows how things should be done. He's always like telling everyone what they should be doing. In the film, you see his sense of loyalty is a bit tested by Mace. And then Edgar Ramirez plays an agent who has a mysterious connection to Penelope, and you see the two of them work together in our film. I don't want to give too much away, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Right, that's the thing about this film. You have to walk that line between, okay, you got to tease it, but you know, there's a lot of twists and turns and secrets that you have to make sure that you're, keeping. So up next, I am told that we have a fan question. So I think is our fan on the line? Are you there?
Hi guys, huge fan here. I have a quick question for Jessica. I'm very scared of this answer.
Oh no, please don't ask
What was it like to work with me again?
I thought this was a fan question.
This is a fan asking a fan question.
All of his fans.
And I personally, I'd like to know, how was it to shoot with me on Earth this time instead of space?
Right.
Which is where we were.
Okay, so first of all, first time we worked together, there was, the gravity situation was a lot different, right? It was more difficult to move around, a lot of dust because we were on Mars, and then we were up and, floating around in space. This time, I would say it was joyful and fun, and you're just trying to find a way of me giving you a compliment, Sebastian.
I didn't pick this question. I swear to God.
Is aimed for. It's just so I say good things about you.
No, I didn't pick this question. I also love how you're we were trying not to give anything away. So, no. I think it was a great answer.
Okay, well, it was awesome. How's that?
It's perfect.
Sebastian, thank you so much for joining us. While you're here, we do have a question for you. You're obviously no stranger to these sort of, stunts and hand-to-hand combat. Could these 5 women in the 355, could they really kick the Winter Soldier's ass?
Yes, of course. I mean, come on. I know you said I'm familiar with this sort of thing, but actually there was a lot of stuff here that was very interesting that I didn't get to do before action-wise, as you might or might not see. So I'm excited from that point of view, but yeah, for sure they could.
So thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna have you stay right there. And we're gonna take another fan question. Is our next fan there?
I'm here. I've been waiting for too long. Sebastian, how are you, my friend girls? I'm so happy to see you.
Hi, sweetheart.
Jessica, Diane, Lupita, Fan. My God, I miss you. I miss you guys. Where are you? This is insane. We should be together. We should be together doing this. I have a question. As a fan, I'm a huge fan of everyone on this panel. For the women in the panel, if you had a secret agent skill, what would it be and why? This is for each one of you. Who starts? Lupita.
I knew you were going to do that, Edgar.
I don't know how you see it, but I have you right here.
If I had a special secret agent skill, I would like to be able to track anybody I want whenever I want.
I think I would say in good intuition. I think good secret agents have a good sense of where the danger lies, how to read people. I think that would be very useful to remain calm, that sort of thing.
I think mine's similar to that. I love the idea of, being able to tell when someone's lying by whatever, you see their pulse quicken or the sweat on their brow, or to understand, in negotiations, or how to manipulate people to do the things you'd like them to do, to tell when they're not being truthful, but then also kind of get them in the direction that you'd like. And because then you could use your power for really good. There's a lot of people I'd like to sit in front of right now and manipulate them into the right way. What is yours? What's the guy's secret thing that they want to have?
I mean, quite honestly, you cover it all. I mean, I'd love to be able to bend people's will. And definitely, as Lupita say, says, be able to track anyone. Especially, you know, it's not that difficult. So we can kind of
just get Facebook and you'll be good.
Exactly.
Just own it.
So, Sebastian and Edgar, while we have you here, Sebastian, you talked about this a little bit, but tell us a little bit about what it was like to work with these, you know, four incredible women. What was the most, you know, rewarding or memorable part of this filming experience for you?
I felt like I was on vacation with friends. We were just playing. It really felt, this is the thing. I mean, when you act, I think that the most, or at least in my opinion, like the most beautiful feeling is when you feel that you're really playing. When all the structure is ready, then you're open and free to play. And that's how I felt. I felt with you guys. It was incredible. And we were rehearsing together and practicing, you know, all the different skills that super agents have. And it was a beautiful time. They're all so talented and sexy and tough. And yeah, you are. So it's you too, Seb. You too.
No, listen. Look, to kind of jump on the back of what Edgar said, creatively, I feel like this was one of the most freeing, amazing experiences I had. I mean, you know, you just don't, I've certainly, for me, I haven't been in that environment where I felt like so included in the process of developing character and just finding the right story and, you know, from working with Simon, but just like, it really felt that we were all kind of contributing to what we wanted to make. And sometimes as an actor, you don't get that luxury. So just on a level of going to work, it was sort of similar to basically going to school, like basically, because I knew I was going to get to see kind of everybody's approach to their character and to the story. And there are certain scenes that I was lucky enough to be a witness to each one of them, kind of like seeing them kind of get there, you know, and that was a luxury, definitely, and a lesson. It was a very gratifying experience, and one that I'll definitely never forget.
So we're going to wrap things up here with our last question. So, you know, Jessica, this is a film that, you know, follows in that super fun genre of the spy thriller. You know, it follows in the tradition of the Bond films and the Bourne films. You know, what do you think it is about this genre that, you know, continues to, you know, appeal to audiences around the world? And how do you hope, you know, a movie like The 355, you know, kind of expands the genre for the next generation?
I mean, I can just tell you why I respond to films like this, because I like to see people doing extraordinary things. I like to see characters being tested beyond what they thought their capabilities were, and perhaps they succeed, perhaps they don't, but I like that tension of seeing someone strive for something beyond themselves. I love that about the human experience. This genre absolutely contains that. And my goal and dream for 355 is that we just accept the fact that women are awesome and tough and badass. Women are using their minds and their skills. And, you know, my character at one point in the film says to Lupita's character, "You're the best in the world at what you do." It has nothing about being male or female. It just has to do with being the best. And so I'm excited for society to start acknowledging what's happening in our world and creating the spaces for everyone.
Well, thank you all so much for joining me. That is it from us. The 355 opens in theaters January 15th. Thank everybody here for joining me, and thanks everyone at home for watching.